Chaos Blur.
Hey, you're all good viewers to me, so thank you for joining. Nonetheless, as I've said already, this is Bobby Gaines, otherwise known as Chaos Blur. How we been doing? I know I haven't been streaming as much as usual. I'm sure that just upsets everybody ever so much. But today we're going to be playing a game that has not been forgotten about me. Has not been forgotten? Has not been forgotten by me in my retrospective of various Sonic games. And that is Sonic Lost World on the Wii U, which released in 2013. Kind of a game that doesn't get talked about because it's not like really so bad that people hate it. It's not so great that people love it. It's a pretty good game. We're going to play through it all. And, you know, along with some of the good levels, the not so great levels, we're going to see it all here. You can tell they were really like, they being Sega, they were kind of taking this game seriously. Like, it wasn't like super high budget, but it also wasn't like a total, like, what do you call it? It wasn't a total train wreck, I say, as the game is like, I don't know if it's the game or the console. Something's freezing right now. It's really weird. There we go. You can tell they really put some money into this. Just not enough. Pretty me. Thanks. It's the best I can do on such short notice. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my headset. I kind of had to switch microphones a little bit. So we will see. Already I can tell the game music is like way too loud. I really liked the score for this game. It had a very like kind of over the top, almost like movie feel to it. It's been a long time since I played this game. Even Sonic fell asleep, it took so long. Let me just go back over here. Alrighty. And how's your day going today? Playing some Forza, I'm sure? See, this game was never ported to anything. It just kind of came out and that was it. So a lot of people didn't... Yeah, it always does that now. A lot of people didn't even really know about this game, and people that did weren't exactly thrilled about it, but whatever. I like it. It's a fun game. You can tell that it borrows heavily from games like Super Mario Galaxy and games that were popular at the time. But you know what? It's a good game. Oh, nice. You basically corrupted like everybody. Then again, that's not too uncommon when a new game comes out and everyone wants a piece of it. And of course, Forza has been a game that people have been waiting for a long time. I've been waiting forever for a new Sonic game. I'm kind of honestly doubting I'm going to get one. So I'm just playing all the old ones this year. Yay. And the Sonic Colors remake. Can't forget the Sonic Colors remake. What's really funny is I still think this game has better graphics than Sonic Forces, which came out 4 years later. I had to wait 3 years since last night. Well, I've had to wait almost 5 years, so no offense, but I don't want to hear it. Especially when the Forza games have so much more content than pretty much any Sonic game that you have to wait 3 or 4 years for. The game actually had some pretty good ideas that they never really brought back, like the wall jump, some of the parkour system, as they call it. So this game kind of just got like hung out in limbo, basically. They never attempted this style again. I think it's a shame. I thought it had some potential. But as you can see, it has the Mario... Yeah, exactly. Mario Galaxy. It has the Mario Galaxy style of, like, you can pick which way to go, but you're on kind of this weird rotating track. It literally... Some levels are, some levels aren't. I do kind of like the variety of levels that you get here. Yes, we're all quite aware. This was also part of a... part of a 5-game exclusivity deal that Sega had with Nintendo to put Sonic games on Nintendo consoles, so this being one of them is not surprising at all since it came out on the same system as... Well, actually, no, Mario Galaxy didn't come out on the Wii U, so I don't know what their excuse was. Also, we're going to see that pop up quite a bit because there used to be, like, Wiiverse support for this game. We also have some of the secret DLC, like the Zelda level. YOLO, that con we did, that was a nice con. Speaking of which, I will later be streaming the game that I got at that con, which is not a real Sonic game, but it is the S Factor, the fake Sega Genesis game, which I'm not going to do that today, but probably tomorrow. Anyway, nice to see a toaster cartridge. This is more of a traditional Sonic 2D level. Tries to be like Sonic 4 almost, which came out a couple years earlier. This is actually a very short level. Although, much like Sonic Colors, I haven't bothered to do the red rings in this game. I digress. Which game? This one or the S Factor? The S Factor is literally like a Sonic fanfic that they made a game out of. I'm actually kind of interested in it just to see how they use Scourge the Hedgehog. This game also came out like almost 10 years ago. You know, there used to be a day Sega put out a new Sonic game like every 2 years. Now it's been like 2 games in 10 years. Whatever, I guess. I'm surprised you didn't actually, although you did get that other N64 game. Mischief Maker or whatever it was. Before there was Mario Maker, it was Mischief Maker. Oh yeah, get ready for some of the cringiest villains in Sonic history, and that's saying something. Titled The Deadly Six, every one of these 6 villains has some very generic character trait or lame music. And they just kind of pop up randomly, like this guy. I think his name is Zaz. They all have really weird names, too. This guy being the first boss is, of course, very easy. Mischief Makers is so hard. See, that's one thing I liked about... I liked a lot of things about old games, but, like, old games were just difficult, and that was it. Like, you just had to deal with it. So, it's like, yeah, this game is hard, but, like, there's no way around it. There's no easy mode. You just play it, and that's it. Actually, I appreciate Metroid Dread for that. There is no easy mode. There's actually a hard mode, but there's no easy mode. If you can't beat it, oh well. Yeah, I don't see there being a Sonic Colors Ultimate or anything, so this is the only way we're going to play this. Now, you'll notice how much different this third level is from the first 2. All within the same world, mind you. A little bit to kind of get my bearings here again. It is kind of weird how you could only play this game on the Wii U gamepad. I don't believe the what do you call it, Pro Controller worked with it. I don't know why, since all the moves can be done. There were a couple moves where you had to use the touchpad, but a later update kind of cut that off. Turned it off. God, I love that camera. That's lame. It isn't, it isn't. I don't mind using the Wii U gamepad. Spin Dash was actually kind of cool in that you could, like, kind of spam it like I'm about to do. In some ways, this game did a lot right. I wish that they had stuck with some of this and maybe just kind of cut out some of the stuff that was just more Mario-like, but it's Sega, so we can't just do constructive criticism. We have to just revamp the entire game and just never try the good ideas again. But maybe that's why, because you have to use the Wii Pad to do this. Remember DLC, which was deferred me. The DLC is actually like random levels, like a Yoshi level and like a Zelda level. So I don't know what you mean by additional lives. I know Sonic Forces does crap like that. Although Forces doesn't even have lives, but they like make you add. What do you call it? I missed that entirely. They make you do Super Sonic as DLC, which was completely stupid, whether it was free or not. It's just like Super Sonic is something you should earn. It shouldn't be DLC. Not that Super Sonic really does a lot in Forces. There is Super Sonic in this game, but I haven't unlocked them. It's a pretty good game. Like, I hesitate to call this a great game, because as we're going to see today, I do plan to play all the levels. This game doesn't take that long to beat. There are some levels that are a little bit eh. I think this level's pretty good, even though they do kind of repeat this theme in a couple other zones. Like, this is a solid game. Oh, but see, you can do the Wisps without using the gamepad, so that's what makes it so weird that you can't just use any controller you wanted. The music was pretty good. They had, like, little references to other levels without it being, like, super blatantly obvious. I wouldn't have minded another game like this with some improvements to it. I didn't mind the taste. Again, I don't think I'm, like, super picky or super, like, apologetic when it comes to Sonic games. Like, if a game isn't good, I'll say it. Like, as you guys know with Sonic 06. At the same time, you know, I'll overlook some flaws. I'll also admit that. But I think this game was good. Like, I really do. And I wish that they'd kind of stuck with it for at least another entry. Maybe, like, a Lost World 2 or something different. Instead of just going to Sonic Forces, which felt so lazy after this. Like, not that this game doesn't have its flaws, but Sonic Forces really didn't try anything new. This game at least did. I'm really going to get tired of seeing that. It's a game. Yeah, that seems to be the general consensus, is that, like I said, this game isn't really hated or loved. But anyway. So the music was really good, and this level in particular is the one used for the Smash Brothers arena in Smash 4 and onward. You know, it's pretty much just a floating Green Hill zone. Hey, what's up, Ram? Thanks for watching today. It's some music. Music was pretty good. I say music's one of the strengths of this game, even in the other levels. We are playing some Sonic Lost World today. Probably the only Sonic 3D game I have not played this year. I've been doing this whole, like, Year of Sonic thing. I've even done some Sonic ROM hacks, and I do plan to play the one that we got at RetroCon. Probably tomorrow at some point. But for today, we're going to play an official release. Really the last really good one that Sega made in terms of 3D entries. This game is, believe it or not, majority 3D. There are some 2D sections, as we're about to see, but they actually tried a little bit here. How's your day going, Rem? Had controls similar to Colors, not as much boosting. Actually, there's no boosting in this game. There are a couple, like, on-rails levels. This game actually tries a little of everything, which I also appreciate. There's some rail grinding levels, there's some boosting levels, there's a little of everything. Most of it plays like this, with some 2D to 3D switches. Like I said, there's really nothing, like, bad about this game. It's not spectacular, but at least for the time, I really liked the effort they put into this. I particularly like this part here where you do kind of this little, like, Emerald Hill reference and then it flips upside down, so you basically do the same thing backwards. It's backwards! Showing in Russian anime. Now, alright, there you go. They also gave Sonic a kick that could be useful in certain combat situations. You also died a lot, like just that right there. I'm actually surprised I hadn't died before. Actually surprised I'm as good at this game as I am. This game had some moments, you know. For better or worse, it is actually one of the harder 3D Sonic games. Sometimes because of just how weird the level design is, but other times maybe just because you're not good at it. Kind of both. Now we just need Randy and we'll have a full house up in here. I know Bex isn't the biggest Sonic fan, but I appreciate her sticking around for at least the beginning of the stream, as usual. Just, I wasn't even paying attention, so I just died. Before we watched the Sonic OVA, I'm not sure Twitch would like that, us just watching a movie. They also had a couple of wisps that are only in this game that I didn't really care that much for, so I didn't really use them. I mean, I do love the Sonic OVA. I would totally come over and watch that. Strange, isn't it? Well, yeah, if you listen really closely, or don't, because it's actually kind of annoying, you can hear the members of the Deadly Six mock you like Zaz. Twitch is Twitch. It really is very much Twitch. Oh, I still don't know why you call me that. Christmas Central coming along pretty well, I must say. Oh yeah, you can also like charge how strong your homing attack is by like holding the button, which really only comes into play on the bosses. So you really don't have to hurt this guy that much. Ow. Did I get him? That was clunky as hell, but alright. It's like the ball kind of like fell on us while it also like... Alright, whatever. Don't get me wrong, while I know you're being a little facetious, and they have kind of confirmed that the next Sonic game might be some form of open world, I would also kind of like to see an open world Sonic game. Just to see it. I'm not saying it would be great. And probably, you know it wouldn't be Sonic Odyssey, you know it wouldn't be that big of a game, but... I don't know. I'm like 50-50 on if I think the next Sonic game's going to be really good. Or even good. Like I said, I'll be honest if I think it's not. I'm not just going to be like, oh, Sonic, can't wait. Like, I really need to see this Sonic game. More than a 3-second trailer of him running. I need to see what's really there before I really judge it. This level I thought was actually really good. I think this is a good example of how Sonic can and should control in 3D. Again, this game was not, as you can tell, super fast. I just died, but it was just kind of like, if you were really good at it, and it's been a while since I played, you could get some pretty good speed out of it. And that's kind of why I liked it, because it's like, you didn't have to go super fast, it was good for newcomers, but also fans of the game knew how to, like, manipulate some of these ramps and stuff. You could keep the spin dash going basically infinitely. This desert level was fun for all these different areas they had where you could, like, slow down or speed up, depending on how you took it, kind of weave your way around the terrain. Well, you guys can see what's happening, I don't have to explain it. I have a pretty smart audience on my hands here, I like to say. Yeah, I like this level. You transition pretty nicely between the 3D and 2D parts. This part actually reminds me of a level from Sonic Rush. It's also a desert-themed level. Oh, that's not good. When you talk about DLC, I do remember when this game first came out, you couldn't get an extra life from getting 100 rings. For whatever reason, and that's why I would lose so often to this game, because it was really hard to get extra lives at first. But then they did an update, not DLC, but an actual just regular game update that made it so you did get an extra life for getting 100 rings, which should have just been in the game to begin with. That's been a Sonic staple since Game 1. I don't know why that was originally not in the game, but because of that, now I'm able to get extra lives and hold on to them more often. Like I said, this game, I mean, it's not super, like, difficult, but it's not easy either if you're not careful. I've gone through a lot of lives in this game, particularly on some of the levels we're going to see, like level 5 and up. Not goat. Yeah, no, there's not a goat in this. Not that I know of. Livestream GoldenEye. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know if that's one of the games on Nintendo Switch's eShop. That's part of the N64. I mean, it should be. It's one of the more well-selling non-Nintendo games of that era on the N64. I like all the use of the classic Sonic enemies, the caterpillars, the fire things. You can tell my naming is just amazing. I don't know where you see a goat in this level. I'm not saying there isn't one. I think, actually, level 1, I think, has some goats. Probably live stream Quake at some point again. I don't know, I just want to get back into live streaming, at least as much as I can. I'm going to be pretty busy the next week or two, so we'll see what happens. It's not the, what's the slogan? It's not the quantity, it's the quality, so I want some quality ones. Definitely. Oh, that coming. Ah, that's right, that's instant kill. Whoa, that was close. Oh, that's what you mean by goat. I'm not playing Goat Simulator. I mean, unless I'm really bored and just have nothing, there's too much good stuff to play. Like, I understand it from a funny point of view, and if I had just, like, played the hell out of everything, and I'm like, oh, man, I really got to get another game in there. And maybe Goat Simulator would be one of those, but like I'm just not like, oh man, gotta get me some Goat Simulator. Samus Muhammad Aran. I mean, I don't actually know her middle name. Ow. I don't think that's it. I don't think Samus ever says her middle name, or it's ever really established. Much like a lot of Nintendo characters that don't really have very deep lore. Just like the Deadly Six that thankfully don't really return outside of this game. I mean, we're all sure that's not her middle name. I can tell you that much right now. Yeah, like I said, and like I continue to say at the beginning of every stream, hope everybody's doing well, no matter what you're doing, where you're doing it. Having a great day. I know there's a lot of great games coming out lately. Of course, I'm interested in almost none of them, although actually that's a lie, because I do think that the new Guardians of the Galaxy game will be pretty good. I've always been a fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy series. But that's neither here nor there. No, that was probably Linguini. Alright, fine. Luigi, Linguini, and Mario Ravioli. That seems extremely stereotypical, but at the same time, it's a kid's game. What are we doing today? There we go. Go to confirm it's Muhammad. Yeah, okay. Miyamoto didn't even make Metroid. I forget the original writer. But I digress. We are lost in Sonic's Lost World right now. Check it out. They love their pasta, LMFAO. Alright, well, I guess if you say it, not me, it's not as offensive? I'm really gonna get tired of that freaking Miiverse thing that's gonna come up after every level. Oh yeah, they got these little items you can get. Alright, so this is one of those levels that kind of breaks up the gameplay. Did you get... No, I really did not. To be fair, it was at one point literally confirmed both brothers' last name. Well, that I knew. That I knew that there's a Mario and Luigi Mario, which is dumb enough on its own. So this level completely changes it up a little bit. This is an auto-scroller, and I just ran off the edge in the first 2 seconds. Awesome. How do I bring up my items? Not that it matters. I'm not going to use them for this. I always enjoyed this level. I don't know why, but we'll see how that new animated one is when it comes out. I think like next Christmas or something. God, I can't tell if you really do or not. I really like this level. It reminds me of the Mario Galaxy 2 level that has like a honey slide. Like I think it's actually like the honey side galaxy or some crap. I digress. Whoa, that was close. Yeah, that Tall Trunk Galaxy. Well, if you think that's bad, there's some parts of this game where they don't even try to hide the fact that they're trying to be Mario Galaxy. This level's pretty fun, though. Ow. Ah. Anyway, I do enjoy making Christmas cookies again real soon. Or just at all. Chris, say hello to everybody. We got Bex on the line, we got Rem, we got more than the usual 2 people, so that's pretty good. We got a foursome. A fearsome foursome, which is also a very deep Sonic reference from an old Sonic comic. I do enjoy Christmas! Now made with real candy cane. I mean, if you think this is like Galaxy, wait till you see some of these levels. Particularly the last one. Well, because we are going to play this whole game, no matter how long it might take. Christmas, I do enjoy Christmas. God damn it. I was going that slow to get that extra life, and that's the one thing I missed. I do enjoy the crispiest of Christmases. So, I just got my schedule for next week. I'm working a lot of hours. I'll tell you right now, not that I'm complaining, because I need the money. Hey, I only got one of those extra lives. Ooh, that was close. I mean, Super Sonic Galaxy is pretty good. I mean, if you're gonna, like, emulate a Mario game, may as well make it one of the best ones. And not every level plays like a Mario Galaxy level, but there are some that really make use of this tilting kind of gravity gameplay. This one actually doesn't do it that bad. Yeah, I'm still good for the evening of the 19th. In fact, that has nothing to do with any, like, that's not going to change. It's just that it's the Monday through Thursday. I wasn't expecting to work so many hours, but it's all good. I'm going to get my experience in. Oh, God, I love mangoes. I hope we get there early enough, though, because I know I don't know how late they're open till. I think they're only open till, like, 6, like, meaning the whole village, not just the restaurant. But I could be wrong on that. Maybe by then they'll be open. Said ugly. Hey, I don't make fun of your face. This is a boss fight, kind of. This is a mini boss. You don't really fight Robotnik in this game. I don't want to say that, because you kind of might, but for the most part, Robotnik's not your main enemy in this. Well, they can be busy sometimes, and also just their hours are not very friendly, at least not yet. I'm hoping they stay open later. Well, later in the year. Don't worry about it. I don't want to spoil it. I'm just doing. I've beaten this game so many times, so we're not going to see any of the cutscenes unless you want me to. Like I've skipped all of them. Look how weird it is with Maria. I mean, it's pretty strongly insinuated that they did have some kind of relationship outside of just like growing up together, but that's not for me to judge. Not for me to judge. I mean, I'm not thrilled about it, but it is what it is. Now, this level's a little bit clever here, if it ever lets me get to it. Yes, we know. That's what I'm hoping. So this is Desert Ruins, right? Except not really. It's Desert Ruins. See, they put the extra S in there. Oh, they so clever. I don't know, because I almost never go to Old Mystic Village, but, like, the only reason we couldn't go, I wanted to go this week, and, like, by the time I got out of work, they were, like, almost closed, so I didn't go. So, next week I'm out at 4, so we'll see. Thankfully, for other story reasons I can't spoil, Elise will not be coming back. We hope. You know, I'm not against having human characters in Sonic games. I think they can still add some depth. I'm not, like, that weird about it, but, like, when they make it weird, that's obviously when it's an issue. They're really not going to have George Bush ever back in the Sonic universe, although, strangely enough, even though I know you're making a joke, you're not, like, entirely wrong that there was kind of a George Bush ripoff in Sonic Adventure 2. I don't think that's who it was supposed to be, but it kind of reminded me of him. I mean, they just kind of needed a generic, like, presidential-looking person in that game, and that's just kind of what they went with. Oh, nice. Well, sign me up for some mangoes, then. For those of you who don't know, mangoes does not, in fact, serve fruit at all. Well, they might, but that's not why I'm going. No, I am going for some of that delicious pizza pie, Mamma Mia. Speaking of Mario. Tell me Elise will never return. I'm not playing Sonic. Oh, shit. I mean, she doesn't die, so I'm not going to say that's a spoiler. I'm not going to be like, oh, she dies, so you never see her again. It's more just that that game technically never happens. Like, it's retconned out of existence. So while her village and she still exists, like, Elise, there's no reason for Elise to come back. That doesn't mean she won't, but from a story point of view, there's no reason. In fact, she shouldn't have been there to begin with, so I'm at least happy about that. Mamma Mia. Mario will be so proud. Ah, it's a 2D auto-scroller. It's weird, I do remember all the levels of this game, but it's been a little while since I played them, so there is kind of that moment for like maybe 30 seconds or so, where I'm like, oh, that's right, this is the one that does that.
Like a giant blueberry. Oh, lump of juicy. I wonder if those spines will stick in my throat when I swallow them whole.
And I'm dead again. Like I said, it's not... I think this is actually one of the more fair difficulty Sonic games, like, of the last 10 years or so, which literally means 2 games, because there haven't been that many, but the point being, like, there aren't that many cheap deaths. Like, you can die a lot in this game. In fact, I have died a lot in this game, but, like, it's never... You never feel like, oh, crap, like, I really didn't deserve that. Like, it's usually pretty well laid out how you're gonna die if you do. And it's just kind of up to you if you know... You need to have decent reflexes. You don't even have to have great reflexes. In fact, this game is kind of a slow-moving game for a Sonic game. Basically, just a slightly faster Mario platformer. Which, again, is why I think it works. I think, you know, it should have gotten better reviews than it did, because people like these kind of games at this point, and I think they still would. It's just that, as a Sonic game, I guess it was underwhelming. I, as a fan, liked it when it first came out. I think maybe I don't like it as much today, but I still like it. This uses the Drill Wisp from Sonic Colors, because why not? Now, it says you have to use the touchpad to move him, but you actually don't. I'm using the control stick right now. So, again, I don't know why you couldn't just use whatever control you wanted in this game, but whatever. Nice to see some people here today. Nice to see Bex and Chris and everybody. And Rem. Toaster Cartridge. Maybe Randy will stop by later and say, ooh, Sonic. We'll see. That's a special treat if that happens. Well, that's not going to end well. Yep, I felt kind of awkward taking the jump, and naturally, the jump did not enjoy being taken. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I will say Sonic 06's story was decent. Like, I still think I prefer the Sonic Adventure story the best. But in terms of Sonic story, Sonic 06, you can definitely do worse than Sonic 06's story. Like, pretty much Sonic Forces, even this story is nothing great, but I don't really play this game for story. At least the gameplay in this game is fun, unlike Sonic 06, where I just never want to play it again. Watch you play is okay. This joke. I mean, the game definitely has its references to Sonic, Sonic, Mario Galaxy, but that's really not all it is. And I actually really like this game for what it tried to do, for better or worse. A lot of the levels are very enjoyable and still unique to Sonic, while others obviously borrow from the plumber himself. And yeah, Sonic 06 had some good points for it that were unfortunately marred by just some of the really questionable design choices. Also, the bosses in this game are nothing great. I'll be the first one to point that out. There's maybe like one boss that's pretty good toward the end of the game, and it's not the final boss, but these bosses are pretty weak. Just from a character point of view and even just fighting them. Yeah, music from 06 was good. Like I said, that was a good game to be had in Sonic 06. Sega just didn't feel like polishing it up. Like, Sonic 06 was always an ambitious effort. I don't deny that. I mean, does ambitious effort mean good game? I don't know. Is Beck still here? She is not. I just checked. But hey, she blasted longer than most. She made it through the end of Zone 2. Kind of just blasting through these now. I'm not really doing the special zones, although I might, as we go on a tropical coast. Human Princess. See, that's what the game is always characterized for. And yeah, that's pretty stupid, but it's not even, like, the worst thing the game does. And I'm not even saying the game even does that. Like, they touch on the romance a little bit. And if they didn't make Elise's character so needy, I don't even think that would be a thing. It's just the fact that Sonic had to be, like, the big manly guy to save her, and she kind of played into that. I think there were a number of ways they could have gotten around that, and just, like, still had a pretty, like, decent game without all the rumors of, like, bestiality, basically. Like, I don't know. It's just, I mean, that's on the list of offenses, but to me, it's not even, like, the #1 offense of the game. To me, it was just not being a well-designed game with a ton of glitches that could have easily been fixed with even just like another couple months of development. I don't even know. But it is what it is. Like, people still talk about Sonic 06 all these years later. Like, obviously that's not a good thing, but at the same time, people still remember the game. People don't remember this game. This game came out 7 years later, and people don't talk about Sonic Lost World because it was just there. There aren't any major game-breaking glitches. It doesn't have the same story. It's a good game. I think it's definitely a better game than Sonic 06, but no one remembers it because it's just kind of there. And that's why I'm playing it right now and kind of giving it some credibility, because, you know, people watch my channel all the time. So if I play it, you know, I might make a little comeback. There was also a 3DS version of this game that I thought was also pretty good. Not as good as the Wii U version, but pretty good. Always like the music in this game. like I said, there are a couple levels I'm not a huge fan of. In fact, a couple of them are in this zone, Tropical Coast. But for the most part, like, levels like this, I think do a really good job of, like, 3D Sonic gameplay. Like, the speed to me is just right. Like, you're not going wildly fast, but also not too slow. It's a nice little platforming speed. There's different routes you can take, different hidden items. It's kind of what fans wanted, ironically. Like, that's why I find it weird that this game went so under the radar, because it is what a lot of fans wanted. They wanted a game that was a little more open, you know, had nice graphics and music, and this game does it. And it just kind of doesn't get credit for it. It's like, oh, alright, whatever. I think Generations is a better game, don't get me wrong, but at least this game has a good amount of original content to it. Unlike Generations, which, let's face it, just kind of cashed in on the better 2D Sonic levels and just remade them. You know, it's whatever. Like, Sega, I don't know what Sega's going for. I always try to give them the benefit of the doubt of, like, you know, they really tried to make X, Y, and Z a good thing, and it just didn't work out. But it's like, how many times can you do that? And I just feel like there's so many projects where I'm like, yeah, but this could have been better, or, yeah, it was good, but it's like, I really get tired of doing that. Like, even with Mania, which is, like, their best project, I could still go, yeah, but they kind of did just benefit off the success of Sonic 1 and 2 with all those levels they reused. Like, I'm trying so hard to just be like, Sega, you did this on your own, and it was really great. And I really haven't felt that way since, like, Sonic Adventure 2 in terms of, like, a brand new original game that was good all the way through. Dreams of an Absolution. I mean, that's a completely different thing, but okay. Well, yeah, I mean, this game is technically all original content, despite the Mario references. Like, you know, these levels are new for Sonic. They make some good use of the Wisps, but, you know, again, it is what it is. Like, if this was the worst Sonic game ever, then that would be pretty good, because that would mean the other ones were just that superb. But this is not even close to the worst Sonic game ever made. That's not a good sign. Hell. But yeah, much like any of these Sonic playthroughs, you'll hear me bring stuff like this up all the time. It's just how it is. Now, tomorrow, when I play the S Factor, which is the Sega Genesis ROM hack, we'll probably hear me talk about how the fans make pretty good Sonic, like, fan content. Why can't Sega do that? Well, we'll get there when we get there. This is one of those levels I'm not a huge fan of. Like, I just feel like it's gimmick. Do you want to keep me... I mean, I'll do that, yeah. I'm all for, you know... I'm all for education, don't get me wrong, but if people aren't going to do their homework because of me, you know, hey, but I have no responsibility there. But yeah, this level in particular, not a huge fan of the gimmick, which is just to lead the apples into these little blades to make these little juice streams come up. I like some of these parts where the level design is more open. There's actually a game out that I'm curious about trying. It's a PC game called Spark the Electric Jester 2. And there's also a Spark the Electric Jester 3 in development. And the only reason I bring those games up is because they literally look like Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes, like, put together. Like, they have that super fast gameplay, but it looks like they really nail it. And they, like, you know, it's obviously not Sonic exactly, or it would be like a copyright thing. But it's, like, clearly inspired by Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's, like, really well done in my opinion, but I'd love to play it for myself. So that's a possibility sometime in the future. See, this stuff I hate. Freaking gotta chase this watermelon around, or have it chase me around to find the place I want. And then I have to actually waste one to have that happen. Actually, I'm not a huge fan of this level, as I mentioned. Just because it's all about getting the watermelons into the little juicers and making juice out of them. And also, if Sonic falls into the blades, it's instant death. I mean, it's cool in its own way. And there actually is a giant worm in another level, not to give it away. Also, these chicken guys come back from Sonic 3, which I thought was pretty cool. I do like when they reference other old Sonic games, which we'll see a little bit more of as the game goes on. Also pretty good music here. Speaking of which, just let me know if the game music and my voice are conflicting or whatever. Ah, the Alaskan bullworm. Why don't we just take the town and push it somewhere else? Ah, this part sucks, because I got that freaking watermelon on this very thin, narrow thing, and all of a sudden this watermelon runs like so crazy.
Some lessons can only be learned at the end of a boot.
See, I love that kind of stuff. I don't know, obviously I don't know what the game is, but I love indie games, no matter what they are, like if they're platformers or whatever. It's just nice to see fans come up with something that's like really unique and fun. You know, because indie games are made by people like you and me who've played games that they like, whatever they may be, and they want to continue that legacy while also, you know, showing their own creative spirit. I don't think I'm revealing anything new there by saying that. So it's nice to see that kind of stuff continue to get credit and get, you know, published and all that, and get the fame it deserves, because that's how we get new creative ideas. Not that I don't enjoy, you know, what the big companies make, but you know, sometimes it does kind of feel like, okay, let's, you know, see what, you know, Joe Schmo in his basement can come up with, because it might be pretty good. And that's something cool about the more modern era of gaming, is that we do see stuff like that, where more people are getting a spotlight. Games like A Hat in Time are getting more recognition. Not that I'm a huge Hat in Time fan, but it's a pretty good game. Mio Himen, okay. I don't know where that came from, nor do I want to try to spell it or say it ever again. So what's this homework that you have to do? We can talk about it. Kina. Oh, I have heard of that. Dex is actually playing that game right now. I didn't know that was an indie game. Like, I knew it started as kind of an indie thing, but I thought, like, it actually is pretty, like, high budget now. Yeah, I have heard of that game. I don't know, to be honest. Oh, boss time. Supposed to be Doodle Bob. I mean, alright. I don't think Doodle Bob is in this game, but we'll see. Oh, I see. His little weird language that he speaks, where he's like, I'm also bad at Russian. So I was supposed to lead him into the juicer, wherever that is. Oh, well, why don't we work on that together? I'll give you a hand. I don't know if I can give you a hand with the piano playing, at least not live on air, but you know me, I'm always down for some German. Insbesondere, I can't say it right now, especially when it comes to the kitchen. Not so big when you're not on your giant apple, are you? Why do we have to keep teaching you this lesson, old man? Ah, yes, the Christmas fireside chat. Not only will I be doing one of those, I might even do a Thanksgiving thing, but we'll see how I feel, because there's so much going on. There's so much going on, just between Retro 41, the Christmas logo reveal that I plan to do soon, Thanksgiving, holiday lighting, other videos I still have to make, but yeah, the fireside chat is a main tradition that's here to stay. Really happy about how those have gone. Yeah, eating food will be good. Although I'm not huge on Thanksgiving, but literally every single level has done this. Alright, time for a rail grinding level. For those of you who can't get enough of those. Heyo. Also, the music in this level is really nice. Very peaceful. Makes you forget about the fact that you have to, like, switch rails all the time. I wouldn't mind if some of these ideas came back in the new Sonic game. I'm not saying I want to see all of them, but, like, Sonic still has a lot of variety that they don't really tap into. They just kind of repeat the same parts over and over and over again. They're like, oh, we came up with this one good idea. Let's use it once and then make Reed Hill Zone again. Alright. I have that poster hanging behind me, by the way. The one we got at the RetroCon of Amy and Sonic and Metal Sonic. It's going to be hard to see in my stream, but it's very close to my bed. It's hard to find a good place for it. But I do enjoy that picture. I mean, as far as games in which Amy Rose was playable, and there are a couple, she was pretty good in the Sonic Advance games for her unique ability with the hammer. been doing pretty well in this game today. I thought I would die a lot more than I have. I've only died a few times. I say as I probably jinxed it. It's pretty easy to die in this level. Sonic confirmed. I mean, yes, Sonic is the only playable character in this game, so that is definitely confirmed. Ow. Ooh, that was close. I'd say we're going by this pretty fast. I'm not like trying to speed run this game. I'm also not trying to like take forever at each level. I'm just kind of trying to show off each level as it goes, because I know some of the later levels do get pretty long. So my estimation is this will take like maybe 2.5 hours to beat altogether. I could be wrong. Could be more, could be less. If I have time and I feel like it, maybe I'll show off some of the bonus levels that we've kind of bypassed. John Goodman confirmed you. You literally just say like anything that you think will get like big hits or something. Not that anybody's watching this to begin with, but like you think you're gonna really like kind of rattle everybody and get them all up in frenzy about John Goodman being Sonic. So this is level 4, Tropical Coast. This is where we'll meet the boss again. Now we get to play with fruit some more in this level. There it is. Who pushes a pineapple under the sea? Sonic the Hedgehog. For some reason we do this in this level. Sonic the Hedgehog. If doing really random stuff's what you want to do, Sonic the Hedgehog. And play Sonic Lost World on the Wii U or the 3DS. Well, Chris, I feel bad if I'm taking you away from your homework, but at the same time, I do appreciate you checking in today. You think this game is random? Wait until we do check in with, what do you call it? The S Factor. Alright. Sonic does have so many voice actors, it wouldn't really surprise me. I really am taking you away from your homework. Go ahead, ask me some German questions. I'll help you out. I'm multitasking here. This game's not that hard that I can't even multitask. Chris Pratt. Isn't Chris Pratt doing friggin' Mario? They really kind of confirmed the voice actor of Tails. I think it's going to even be the one from the games, which is Colleen something or other. That's right. Tails is voiced by a female. Heard it here first. That's the, I mean, obviously.
You youngsters refer to a beating as being schooled? In that case, class is in session.
Alright, here comes some 2D platforming parts that are reminiscent of both old Sonic games and a little Mario Galaxy. We'll see what I mean by that in a second. Ah! Wow! That doesn't sound like no Chris Pratt to me. God damn it. Yeah, we're right about on pace here. We're a little less than halfway into the game, about an hour in. Not every level's that long. Or do I suck at every level this bad? I always was bad at this part. I don't know why. There are some assist items that let you skip hard parts of levels. We may or may not use those. I'll see. That is one thing you actually need to use your Wii U gamepad for, is there's like kind of a suitcase that has like a few helper items in them. Okay, this is a pretty good Wii U game that I know is not going to get ported like some of the other good Wii U games. What the heck? Crap, crap, crap. I just want to make sure I grab that. That checkpoint there, because I do tend to fail this part fairly often. Not that time, though. Maybe that time, I don't know. Ow.
It is glorious to prepare for battle once more. I feel like I'm 100 years old again. Perhaps when I'm finished, I'll go clubbing.
Whoa, that was close. Should take me to the boss now. And it does.
Your lesson begins now.
He really might. I mean, he's pretty old. Coffee might actually, like,
I've
do
been
him
trying
in.
up till now. Master Shadow proud.
Like I said, I was never a huge fan of the bosses in this game, especially the next one. But some of the levels in this game are really good. In fact, this next level is one of my favorites in the game, which is Frozen Factory. But I digress. Or do I? Yeah, I have no idea what any of that means, just to be honest with you. This game used to be a lot more ambitious than probably it needed to be with the Weaver's support and all this. Well, get ready for some Frozen Factory, because this has some of my favorite music in the entire game. This level also has some pretty different, like, level themes after the first part. Heyo. I used to get lost in this level all the time. Sort of a Christmassy level, too. I do enjoy this level, I have to admit. This is all I'm asking for from like a new Sonic game. I'm not saying it's got to be like a, you know, 20 out of 10 most amazing thing ever, but like put some effort into it like this. I mean, that's all. Fun game. It's not like unprecedented, but it's pretty good. And this game took like maybe 2 years to make. Yeah, I'm not like an expert game developer, but I mean, if they can make this in 2 years, I wouldn't be against like some other stuff. But I digress. Or do I? Because really all my rants end up coming back to the next Sonic game, and where the heck is it? Especially when you really go back and look at some of these Sonic 3D games that are supposedly so terrible that everybody always lampoons. It's like, they're really not that bad. Again, I'm just telling you how I see it. Chris Pratt, no, he really is going to be doing all that. Got so much on his plate, I don't know how he does it. Oh, this part could always be a little tricky in terms of getting lost. I actually didn't get lost this time. Because I have played this before. Yeah, I love that level. Fun level. Now, some of the other levels in this same world are a little unusual, but that's also not that uncommon. Yes, yes, we know. Like, this level here is like kind of like a Super Monkey Ball type of thing, which is okay. You'll find yourself dying probably more than you probably should. Again, I give him credit for trying. Like, as far as alternate gameplay styles go, this isn't too bad. I like the way the rings stick to your snowball thing. Thankfully, this is like the only level you do this in, so it's a little annoying, but once you get past this, it's done. Even this has some fun moments, like you can hit these in for bonus points, kind of like you're playing pool. You know, 5-ball, corner pocket, all that fun stuff. I mean, the Sonic games knew how to have fun at times. Just Sonic Forces just felt so dull. And I'm hoping the next Sonic game has some of this personality at least. No, not frickin' what's her name, and I'm dead. It is easy to die in this level. Also another very Christmassy feeling level, naturally. Believe it or not, I did not get this game for Christmas. This came out like end of October, so like right on that edge where I just ended up buying it. I was like, I'm not going to wait till Christmas, because I didn't think this game was going to be like a 10 out of 10 game, and it isn't, but it's still a pretty good game. I do enjoy playing as Sonic in the next Sonic game. That, I mean, obviously that's a given, but I kind of actually hope they bring back some of the other playable characters. And I'm not saying you got to play as Tails and Knuckles in every level, but it would be nice to see some more playable options appear at least, even if they're not like the main game. Just because it's been so long now that it would almost be a novelty to play as, I don't know, Tails in a Sonic game. Tails, Knuckles, I mean, if they want to incorporate Shadow even, that's fine. Technically you can play as Shadow in Sonic Forces, but it's really not much. Something at least. But I digress. I hope everybody's doing well, as always. I know we got some viewers out there somewhere watching from different countries and different places. Jeff Bezos, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. The guy owns everything, but I know he doesn't actually own Sega. Why would he want it? To be quite frank with everybody, like, and I like Sega, but if he was going to buy a video game company, I don't think Sega would be his go-to. I'm sorry, I just don't. I think he can make a lot more money off of other things. Not even just Nintendo, but just like other developers. I think would get him more money than Sega. Yeah, they do well with Sonic, but what else can they sell? Hey, just being honest. Just putting it out there. Like, I don't even know who that says. Do you like Anka? I mean, I'm not really, as you guys know, I don't really play like any Animal Crossing. So it's not a matter of liking them or not, I just don't really know the characters. Oh, this part sucks. Trying to push these clearly bigger, stronger characters out of the way as on this snowball thing. Let's see previous. Ow. That wasn't very nice. See, much like a lot of game series, it's not that I don't like Animal Crossing, I just never really played it. Should be a mini boss at the end of this level. Whew. That's close. This actually reminds me a lot of the Balan Wonderworld level that I was last in. There was like the icy carnival place with the train tracks kind of like this. Except this makes a better use of them in my opinion. Ow. Oh, not nice. Beam me up, Scotty. Yep. Here we go. I'm alright. I always forget about how to, like, hit her. Oh, just like that. Basically just a matter of, like, finding which one she's hiding in. Kind of luck-based, like a lot of these bosses can be. Still not as bad as Alex Kidd literally playing rock, paper, scissors to beat the boss. Yeah! That's it. You a can of hot chocolate. What? I don't know. I'm a snowball right now. I don't think I'm a can of hot chocolate. In fact, I think that would melt me. It's like completely random if you hit the one she's in, by the way. Without hitting one of the bomb ones first. Like, I hit a bunch of them that weren't with bombs on them. God damn it again. Man, hot chocolate's alright. It's not something I really make a habit of, but I guess if it's like a cold enough day and there's like nothing else to drink. It's weird, because I really like chocolate in general. I just don't really go for hot chocolate like out of nowhere. I'm guessing you enjoy it though. I know it's a very popular wintry drink. Which one is she in? There's like no hints. Come on. Oh, there she is. Now she's pissed. Now it's really difficult to figure out which one she's in. For real. It's like, I don't mind this level. This part's a little... whatever. I mean, I've pretty much knocked over every single thing here. There we go. With eggnog. Play that... I mean, I'm going to play that tomorrow. Can't play everything every day. Although I am thinking about bringing back double streams. We'll see how that goes. was gonna say, I think I would definitely take hot chocolate over eggnog. I've never been a fan of eggnog. I also just don't like egg and stuff. That's just a me thing. But I digress. Alright, next level's pretty cool. In fact, the next couple levels are pretty cool. In fact, the whole game's pretty cool. This is Frozen Factory Act 3. This has very little to do with ice or a factory and is instead a blatant reference to the casino levels of Sonic 2 and other games. Not sure what they were going for here, other than to maybe like get the other kind of ice, which is like money. Definitely not a factory. Ow. YOLO Aerith. I mean, alright. Aerith is not in this game whatsoever. Just gonna go ahead and spoil that one for you right now. There are some weird cameos like Zelda, but no Aerith. I do enjoy Winter Crispy Crispin. I believe I say half those words without even like stumbling at all. It really is the Mohegan Sun level. For those of you who don't know, Mohegan Sun is one of the largest casinos in the world. Located not that far from yours truly, and also the venue technically artwork. Hey-oh. So the journey goes on. We're still not out of Zone 4 yet. So there are 7 main worlds of this game, and then like 1 bonus world that I may or may not look into. Plus some other bonus levels along the way that I've kind of been skipping just to kind of show off the area's capabilities here. Is it one of the largest? Yeah, I mean, technically it is. I don't really go nuts about Indian casinos like I do for malls, but there is some good shopping to be had there, to be honest with you. Just not my proverbial cup of tea. Alright, so this is the finale of Frozen Factory. Can't wait for Spider-Man next. Yeah, movie's gonna be pretty great. First I thought you meant a new game, but then I'm like, oh yeah, Spider-Man not coming home. He is gone. No way home. With a Spider-Man. So this level has a couple references to some past Sonic levels. I won't ruin it for you, because I think you'll figure it out pretty obviously when we get to them. I mean, obviously that's going to happen. Still working on my own tree and stuff, but I'm absolutely down to spread the Christmas cheer here in 2021 and beyond, as always. The only thing with this is it's really hard to tell where these ice blocks are, because obviously they're like almost see-through. What the heck? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do. However, will we get to it all? They really are. Ow. There we go. Oh, there we go. Ow again. Yep, here we go. Here's where we start getting into the 2D territory. Ow. 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 Over habit. I don't know, man. I have not seen him in a number of streams, and you know, I know there's like a various, you know, and I'm dead. There's a varying, you know, like number of people who kind of come in and out of my streams, and I expect that. But he had been kind of consistent for, I don't know, 5-6 streams, and I don't know, maybe he just kind of got tired of just the randomness of it. Some people just like to come on and see similar stuff every time, and obviously that wasn't really happening with me. One day it would be Sonic, one day it would be freaking dating simulator. I mean, there was all kinds of just weird stuff going on with my channel for a while, and there still is. So, you know, he's always welcome back on, but I also understand if it's not always his cup of tea, especially when I change style so quickly. This part was always weird. Here we go. Where am I? Okay, I thought I died there. Actually, as I just die, I really do like this Sonic game, I gotta be honest. I mean, I wouldn't be playing it if I didn't like it at all. The music's really good, good level design. Enemies are a little cheesy at times, but I mean, it's whatever. Graphics are actually really good. It might not show up so well on the screen, but on my TV, it looks pretty good. Dying again, then that'll tend to happen. What else did you buy? Oh god, I bought so much stuff. The big thing I bought, that besides the picture, was the Super Smash Melee for $45. I was pretty proud of that one. I wasn't going to buy any game like that unless I found a really good deal on it, because I was also looking for some other GameCube games that were up there, and I didn't really find a great deal on them. But $45 for Melee to me is a really good price. Even if I don't play it super often, it's still just nice to have it for under like $60. I owned Melee a long time ago, and then I like traded it in for whatever reason, and I just kind of forgot about it. Then I looked for it again, and I'm like, oh, it's like 60 or 80 bucks. I'm like, forget that. Especially if they end up like making it an online game at some point. But you know, for 45, yeah. Especially when every other booth had it for like 80 or more. I'm like, yeah. Wario World was the other game I really wanted, but I couldn't find it cheaper than 70, which is about how much it is at Game Exchange. So I wasn't going to go nuts buying another expensive game. Like, I knew going in I was probably going to overpay for at least one thing, and I actually don't feel like I overpaid for anything, but I did spend a little more than I wanted, but I still got some pretty good stuff out of it. Some of it we'll hopefully be seeing on future retro cons, and this part here is obviously supposed to be a reference to Metropolis Zone from Sonic 2. What with the screws that you tighten here. Why don't I... What did you do when we all... Not much. John Lee and I went back toward the pinball tables, and they were actually open, like the new ones, like the TMNT and the Star Wars, so we played about like an hour of those before we left. They actually, like... We stayed till, I think, like 7:30... Not 7:30, but like 7:15, and then they literally just turned off everything. Like, the arcade cabinets just went off, so whatever we were doing, the game just stopped. So it was like, okay, I guess we gotta go now. But I digress. Alright.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was a fun day overall. I mean, it was pretty much... In some ways, it was what I thought it would be. I was pleasantly surprised by the selection and the fact that not every single booth was, like, mad overpriced. Like, I was kind of afraid that, like, yeah, they would have a lot of stuff, but it would all be, like, so overpriced I wouldn't buy anything. But there were enough things to catch my eye. It also helped that I had just gotten paid.
Now, you wouldn't hurt a
that, you know, I was able to buy a few things that otherwise I might have held off on. So I got some good GameCube games. I got some things that'll be good for both retro request parties and just my own personal enjoyment. I really like that Sonic print I got. Damn it. Yeah, Retro World was mad fun. I look forward to getting that video out. I got so many videos to work on. I'm almost done with the Halloween video. I'm hoping to have that up like tomorrow. And then I'm going to do the Christmas logo reveal, Retro World videos. It's probably something I'm missing right now. The Mall Tour videos. I got a couple new Mall Tour videos to put out. Not to mention another Mall Tour I want to go on before the year's over. I mean, there's just a lot going on here. But nothing wrong with that. Staying busy. God damn it. Sonic spin dash is like 1 mile an hour on the ice.
Now you wouldn't hurt a lady, would you?
You're no ordinary lady, Mrs. Ooh. And such a ladylike noise, right? I'm gonna make you cry and ruin your makeup. Yes, level 4 beaten. I'd say this next level's probably my least favorite. Just in terms of the next world, I should say. Like, the next level's pretty good, but then the next level's called Silent Forest, and I'd say like 2 out of the 4 levels are kind of just eh. But we'll see. Two-way prepositions make me want to die. I assume we're talking about German now, because I have no idea where that came from. I'm also not even sure what a two-way preposition in English is. Like, what makes a two-way preposition? Like, a preposition usually defines a particular direction that one is going. But yeah, this level's pretty fun. Music kind of reminds me of one of Rouge's levels from Sonic Adventure 2. There's also a lot of different ways to go. These enemies from Mushroom Hill make a comeback. In fact, a lot of retro Sonic enemies are in this game if you really watch carefully. Ow. I'd rather not die there. Like how Chris is just sticking around with us, and you know, throughout the day and throughout the stream, I will try to give him my best hints that I can at German, but you know, I'm still not. I'm not an expert myself. It's been kind of expert, but we'll give it a shot. Ow, I just made a mistake that I traditionally make here. What the heck? Ah. Like, this level I really like. In fact, the 4 levels of this world have nothing in common. Like, I really like this aesthetic, and then, like, pretty much every other aesthetic is just eh. Now, before you say this level ripped off Mario Odyssey's kind of industrial plant world, this actually came first by a few years. But I digress. I don't think anybody was saying that, but just in case they wanted to. That. Take care of that. Yeah! This part kind of uses those, like, what do you call it? Like the Crash Bandicoot lily pads that, like, close on you. Kind of a little platforming reference. Ah, I hate those things. Generally kind of pick to avoid some of these, maybe, but right now I'm kind of stuck here. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck here. Like I said, if you're not careful, this game will kick your butt. That is not exaggeration. That is absolutely true. funny how in his second jump you can't break those. But I digress. Basically, I'm playing a little mini game wherein I either fail to understand when to use der, dem, den, die, und das, depending not only on the noun's gender, but also... Oh, damn, I want to play a mini game. Like, I actually, I'm not even kidding. Like, I like those, like, little educational mini games where, like, you have to use the right tense or the right form. So, I know what den is, although den has a couple different uses depending on your case of speech, as I'm sure you know. Most of those other ones can be confusing as well. I'd have to see like what context we're talking about, but that also isn't preposition so much as like, I'm not sure what that would be considered. It's not really article, although it kind of is an article thing. Also kind of trying not to get eaten by these little alligator guys right now. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. That sounds like a challenge for sure, but I enjoy a good challenge, as you know, like, as you might know. Schwierigkeit. Too bad Bex wasn't still here. We could ask her a thing or two about the old two-way prepos, as it were. Is that everything? Let's say whatever I was doing there. Okay. Oh yeah. Sonic's like, oh yeah, we got this. Hey, it really is Randy. He is here for the big time as we are playing some Sonic Lost World today. Appreciate you stopping in on the stream today. I cannot talk. That's alright. My job is only as a DJ, not like I need to talk much on that, right? Ow, 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 ow. How you doing, Randy? Thank you for joining. I don't even consider it a challenge. Sonic, yeah, I do enjoy Sonic, yes. I don't consider it a challenge, as a challenge implies that it's anything more than a guessing game, which yes and no, because I will admit there is some, what do you call it, like ambiguity in some of it, but there is a pattern that you catch on to over time. It's really hard to explain, like, how you go about that, to be honest. So I know I'm not, like, being very helpful right now, but... RetroCon was great. In fact, you could say that some of the games we're going to see maybe in the next Retro request party might be some of those retro games. But we'll see. This is one of my least favorite levels in the game, by the way. There is a pattern, one that I'm absolutely not... Again, if I was there, I would try to help you, Chris. I really would. Might remember these enemies from Sonic and Knuckles.
Maybe all the enemies in Death Traps will...
I do enjoy how depressing this enemy is, though.
Does it really matter in the
Well, you
cosmic
bought
scheme?
some. I really did, for once. I actually bought some stuff. Ow. Look, I like the music of this level. It's just... There's some weird stuff going on here, particularly with the Rhythm Wisp, which thankfully only appears in this level. There's no lyrics in this video game. I mean, there's the guy talking in the background, but he's not singing the song. But this friggin' thing right here. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing. I actually have to hit the, what do you call it, touchpad to make this thing move. What did John get? He got a few things. He didn't get like a lot, actually. Like, he got some memorabilia, some merchandise, nothing big on the games. I also picked up some Sonic art, like actual wall art and stuff. That's pretty awesome. There was definitely a lot to get if you're a retro gaming geek like myself. Oh, okay. God, I can do that. Flappy Note. I guess it is kind of Flappy Note, isn't it? Yeah, this game really took advantage of all the popular things at the time. I don't know when Flappy Bird was available. Oh, it was like a popular game, but I do remember when it first came out being super frustrated by it. Like I probably still would be today if I played it.
I roused myself from deep depression for this.
Oh, really? How did I miss that? Oh, alright, I guess I missed it. How did I miss it? I just did. This level's not a favorite of mine. Like, just this entire world. That first part was pretty cool. This part's whatever. Act 3's whatever. Act 4 is actually a pain in the butt. It took me forever to clear the first time. Okay. As far as I know, there's, like, no way to really skip this. Like, you can kind of, but... And then there's the stealth part that comes after this. That's okay. It's not really terrible, but it's not really anything I would really miss if they got rid of it.
Roused myself from deep depression for this? This whole battle reeks of effort.
It's not very deep stealth, trust me. We're about to see it, actually. I mean, it's an interesting idea. It's basically this right here. You just have to stay behind these, like, trees. They really did, and it's really funny, because unlike Sonic Colors, where it was basically optional, and it kind of, like, it made the game more fun at times, in this game you, like, kind of have to do it. And the times you have to do it are, like, some of my least favorite parts of the game. Whereas if they just kind of kept it out, like, this part right here is super annoying with this. Because if that spotlight hits you, it's, like, instant death. It's never really explained why, but it just is. Oh, god damn it, my, what do you call it, went away. There we go.
Just give up, Sonic. It's what I do. As a matter of fact, I've already pretty much given up on hope, happiness, success. But think of it, what am I still doing here? I should just crawl back into bed.
Ah, he got it.
Just give up, Sonic.
It's because every enemy in this game has some overly done trope.
Given up on
This
hope.
is like the goth emo enemy, and no, I'm not kidding.
But think of it, what am I still doing here? I should just crawl back into bed.
Granted, he does have some pretty funny lines. Like when he's like, maybe the Death Traps will kill Sonic, maybe they won't. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah! I suppose we're gonna have to fight.
I mean, they pretty much do the gamut here. They have, the first guy doesn't really have much of a personality. The second guy is just a glutton who wants to eat everything. The third guy is a sagely old guy who gives advice that doesn't really mean anything. And then the fourth guy who's just, no, the fourth guy's the girl who's just like, oh my god, I broke a nail, like that's her thing. And then this guy's the emo guy. And then there's one more that I won't spoil since we're almost to it anyway. How do I hit those things? Ow, not those things. I'm supposed to hit those before they get... It's possible. Seriously? Why can't I homing attack that? Damn it. Well, you're supposed to homing attack them back at him, but for some reason I'm not locking onto it. There we go. Nope, that also didn't do it, because I gotta do the kick. If you go too fast, you miss it. There we go.
Fight harder, but why bother? We're all doomed anyway.
What a lovely fight. Like I said, not a huge fan of that level. Like, it's okay. Yes, we know the Weverse still no longer exists. Yeah, start using more of these power-ups so I don't lose them. This level's not too bad, but again, I just kind of wish more of the levels were like Act 1 of this level, which was actually kind of interesting. This is just kind of a harder version of one of the earlier levels. There was that. Like the run, yeah, I have no idea what that is, but that sounds like something. I mean, I do like these little tube levels. I don't know, this one doesn't do as much for me. Whoa. Start playing. Wait, what? Every time I look at these comments and I just get completely lost. I mean, I do enjoy some good tube levels, as you can see. Yeah. Oh, that's a shite. Sonic Monkey Mario has the ability to turn his normal. He really does. Doesn't mean I'm good at using them, but that ability is available. Ow. Ow. Alright. Yep, now to be told we can't do that. Alright, this next level here... This level always annoyed the crap out of me. It's a very long level. It actually kind of reminds me of a Donkey Kong Country level in some ways. But it has its moments, despite all that. Nothing makes me happy. He's so upbeat, it makes me want to beat him up. I don't know why, I've always enjoyed that line. Ow. Okay, that was just me not really trying that hard. Now, of course, this... Oh, okay, this is the part I was thinking of. There's a part coming up that's, like, such a blatant reference to Donkey Kong Country that... This part, with the friggin' shadowy stuff, although you can turn the lights back on briefly. It looks cool, don't get me wrong, but it's so
I
obviously
suppose I
a
should
reference
care
to the
that
Donkey Kong
Sonic's
Country
heading my
levels
way
that had
to
you do the same thing.
Caring would cut into my sulking
I really am cutting into his sulking time. Sometimes you gotta have your sulking time. Or, in my case, dying time. I seem to be doing that quite a bit.
I suppose I should care that Sonic's heading my way to hand me a beating. Caring would cut into my sulking
I really am
time.
cutting into his sulking time. All right. There we go. Ah, this part's like really obnoxious. There's like almost no way to get past this part without getting hit at least once, just with how these are placed.
Hurting myself. Cool.
As I actually did it. That's really funny. I always used to get hit on that. Maybe I'm actually better at this game than I thought. Oh, we're actually at the end of the level. This part reminds me of Hydrosity with the background.
Pointless conflict is about to begin.
This boss could be difficult, but usually not too bad. As I die. That's alright though. At least they finally put a freaking checkpoint before this, because there used to be like so many lacks of checkpoints in this part.
Another pointless
They did kind of like change this game up a little bit with some of the updates to make it at least more tolerable. Some of the things in the last level are going to be really obnoxious. I can guarantee you that right now.
Only
Oh,
the Reaper
alright.
wins in the
I
end.
love how depressing that line is, by the way. Only the Reaper wins in the end. That's in a freaking Sonic game. That is hilarious. Only the Reaper wins in the end. It's funny because he's saying basically no matter what happens, you're going to die. And no matter if Sonic wins or whoever wins, the Reaper will be the real winner in the end when he reaps your soul. Hey, don't blame me. I didn't say it. This level's pretty good, actually, Sky Road. It's a little bit of a rehash in some ways, but it does some pretty cool stuff, particularly with the boss fight, and there are a couple of them in this. Definitely you start to feel like you're getting toward the end of the game here with just some of the enemies, the music. There's a pretty cool feel to it. It almost reminds me of like the later levels of Sonic 3D Blast. Ow. Did not have those guys in it. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the game today. Thought I would do something a little different. Not that playing Sonic is different for me, but not often I play the entirety of Sonic Lost World, and maybe we're starting to see why, but it's all good. I'm enjoying it. Hopefully you are as well. Some of these enemies have oddly specific ways to defeat them that you have to figure out through trial and error. Who doesn't enjoy that, right? So I hope your homework's going well. Appreciate you spending some time with us here on this Tuesday afternoon, Chris. Tomorrow night, as I mentioned, we'll be playing some S Factor, which is a Sega ROM hack, Sega Saturn ROM hack. I'm sure you'll all enjoy seeing that. Some of you will. Some of you will probably be like, why the heck is this guy still doing video games? But hey, that's your prerogative, and I appreciate that. There's actually quite a few different paths on this one. Oh, that was close. Were there 2 or 3 of these guys? I think 3. Music music is actually top-notch on this level, I have to admit. Ow. Oh, maybe there's a... Man, there's a lot of these things. There we go. It's just that easy, folks. Woohoo! Yeah, I always liked this level, particularly when I first got to it, because I was like, okay, now I can tell stuff's getting real. Like, you know, they're not just giving it to me. I gotta, like, earn it. It's like that one wisp I really hate using, and I'll actually do like anything I can to avoid using it, because there are ways to kind of cheese this. Even though, is it easier to probably use the one that, you know, just gets you there? Probably. But you can do it this way. I can't see. There we go. Whoa! Let's see where I am. I was gonna say I should be able to go up here. Chat has suddenly gone quiet during the epicness that is Sky Road. I guess such is life. You know, day in the life of Jimmy Neutron. You all know how that goes. Sonic Song. Let me just balance on this tree here. Here, doing our thing, avoiding the spike balls as best we can. Whoa, that was close. Ouch, that was not close. That was a direct hit. Woohoo! Oh, this part's annoying. I'm not even gonna pretend it isn't. How could something be found if it was never lost? Hey, well played. I consider that's a deep piece of philosophy right there, Dark Sage. Thought we had lost you for a while. I haven't heard from you in a while. How you doing? Playing some Sonic Lost World here on this well, semi-beautiful November day. Well, the reason it's called Lost World at all is because the name of this planet or whatever is called the Lost Hex, and it actually uses like actually some of the levels we've seen it already where they use like a honeycomb kind of pattern for the ground. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it's the most creative premise myself, but I'm just explaining to you why it's called that. Lost World Sonic Friends just never found this area. No, that's probably true. They've probably been trying to find it since like Sonic Adventure, and they just couldn't quite get to it. Kind of like the Braves trying to get to a World Series, which they finally won this year. Woo, go Braves! But yeah, no, it's been fun. I'm trying to beat the game today. We're pretty close. Second to last level here. I digress. This is Act 2. Should be a little boss fight going on here. Sonic and his friends. It's mostly just Sonic and Tails throughout this story. This is a pretty fun level here. Really nice graphics here as well. I mean, a lot of teams are better than the Lions. Not to bust your bubble there. Proud of my Chargers at 5-3. Didn't they lose to the Patriots though? Or who? I don't know who they played last, but I mean, I'm rooting for the Chargers. I always like the Chargers. I mean, better than the Lions is not necessarily a barometer for success. It just means you don't completely suck. Don't remember where to go from here. Alright, you can just jump on this. Oh, that's not good. Ow.
Insignificant hedgehog. Shatter you, your friends, and your world.
Oh, God, don't get me started on Sonic Adventure 3. There's been, like, so many rumors. I don't think it's going to happen, realistically. There's been games that played similar to Adventure. Like, even this game kind of plays similar to Adventure, but I just don't think they're going to make a proper successor. I don't even know how they would do it at this point. It's been so many years in between the storylines. The voice actors aren't the same. The game would just feel very off. Not that that would be anything new for a Sonic game. A lot of Sonic games, even within the same continuity, feel kind of different.
It would be hard for you to joke with your teeth. Savor every scream and feast upon your feet.
I actually always like this level. In case you couldn't tell from all the times I said, I actually really like this level. At least we do not have Ryan Leaf. I mean, that's a deep cut. I mean, yeah, you don't have a lot of players as your quarterback anymore. That's going way back. I never actually understood the point of this boss fight. Because you can generally get over to him. Well, maybe not. Ow. So what is the point here? Shit. Yeah, then like it just stops like right there. Like you're supposed to just homing attack across it, right? Oh, hold on, he's electrified. It's electrifying. Ow. I don't have any rings. Why does it do that? Oh, it's so irritating. Alright, never mind. Also a very good question. Never addressed in this game. Damn it. Ah, I hate that so much. It's always been my issue with this boss fight.
Maybe it's too early to kill.
There we go. You're lost to you tend to be found. Someone had to know you were lost. Now that is also true. All I know is we are getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Capital cities. Oh, that's a bit random, but I'm not even sure what that means quite. There. So we got Act 3, which I think is like one of those like kind of sky auto scrollers, which is just okay. Yeah, here we go. See how this goes. Kind of a reference to Sky Chase. There are a couple bonus stages that actually resemble this, but this one's a mandatory level. Fairly challenging, but not too bad. I will appreciate like all the references they put in here to like Sonic 2 and 3 and stuff like that. Not like a ton, but something. No, they took Miiverse away. Yeah, you'll notice that after every single level, because originally in this game you could pass power-ups back and forth to people with Miiverse. So now instead of giving you that congratulations message, it basically says, like, you can't do it because Miiverse doesn't exist anymore. More or less. I mean, are you really that broken up about the death of Miiverse? Most people didn't remember it was a thing until just now. But yeah, Miiverse was definitely one of those features of the old Wii U that I miss. That was also never really brought back in Switch outside of that Miiverse game they had or whatever, which is not really the same thing. They did that to keep to laugh with what you could do. I guess you can't. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the Wii U had some great features, as you guys know. I'm a big defender of the Wii U. That I guess I wouldn't be so upset about if they carried it over to the next generation, but for whatever reason, they're like, no, we can't have the Switch being too good, so we gotta kind of make sure that doesn't happen. But I digress. Sorry, the service is dead. You should have wasted. You just should have invested more in Miiverse. I mean, hey, that's how they want to do it. I'm not happy about it, but at least they thank me for my interest. And they give me an error code. Like, you think I'm going to take that error code to Nintendo and they're going to, like, fix it? Of course not. Try and get that. Heyo, error code. Ooh, Rem lives just in time for, yeah, I did like the Weather Channel. I mean, not the actual channel, the Weather Channel, but the Wii version of it. Alright, time for Act 4 of Sky Road. This is actually a really cool level with some surprisingly dark elements for a Sonic level. One of my favorite boss fights in the game, if not my favorite boss fight. This is where you finally face off with Zavok. Well, again.
Your fate is to be destroyed. Why don't you just accept it? Lie down and die.
My favorite channel on the Wii is putting the disc, because I mean, alright. Way to completely minimize the multiple features of the Wii and its subsequent Wii U counterpart. But I see what you're saying, all the same. What? Alright. Ah. 20s, if you fail this enough times, it actually gives you kind of like a, I don't say a level skip, but it pretty much is a level skip sort of thing. Like I said, what did I say? Like my estimation was about like 2.5 hours to beat this game. It's about where we're at right now. Oh, as I die again, maybe a little bit longer because of that, but not counting some of the bonus levels I've skipped and some of the post-game content that I may or may not explore, depending on, well, let's face it, viewer interest. What the f- We go home and turn off the console and play off another game. Oh, there we go. I wasn't even trying. Oh, I do enjoy this part. Oh, I don't enjoy that. Well, good joke, Darksage. You're on your game today.
Just to reach the one setting, you cannot
See about that, Zavok.
Azul would say.
Although he is one of the hardest bosses in the game. to have so much trouble with this guy. Oh, shoot. I was gonna say, that's death.
This just to reach the one setting you cannot defeat.
Ow.
As Zoro would say,
Ah.
pointless. All this just to reach the one setting you cannot defeat. As Zoro would say, how pointless.
I actually have seen that game. I know what you're talking about. Not really a game so much as just a way to get popcorn in Japan. But yes, I have seen it. I'm not like, super familiar with it, but I've seen it. Oh crap, crap, crap! Ah, precision platforming on this is, well, needless to say, quite precise. Ah, I always hated that too. Oh, damn. Like I said, this game is no slouch in terms of difficulty.
Tenacious little hedgehog. I respect you. I hate you so much. Playtime is over, hedgehog.
There we go. I always quite enjoyed this level. This boss, rather. lie, I used to have so much trouble against this boss until you really like learn how to like, well, deal with it.
Now, don't break too easily. Next meeting looks to be interesting.
And that's how you do it. I really don't know. That boss used to give me so much trouble because I like it's hard to explain. Never really made clear how you like attack him or whatever. Alright, so we go on to the final level now, which is kind of a combination of boss rush and like final boss. It's actually not that great for a final level in my opinion. And that's where the Mario references are really seen. In fact, in the fact that it's kind of like a Bowser Castle type of thing. Well, we made it this far. Guess we'll press onward. Lava Mountain Zone 1. This actually is like a boss rush. That's pretty much just like almost like fighting Bowser in Mario Galaxy. Alright, well, I'd rather not be played like a musical instrument. Everything's your favorite flavor. Yes, I know. You lure them into the lava and then you like attack them. Mind you of anyone in particular? Ah. God damn it again.
Gonna beat you like a drum!
Never a big fan of this. Tight. God damn it. So you gotta start this whole thing again. everything's your favorite flavor. Oh.
Mom was right. I'm a failure.
I will hold nothing back. Simply because I'm letting an old man. Are you proud?
Really hate that level. As much as I hate that level, though, next one's not going to be much better. Yeah, I'm fine. Just that the, what do you call it? The Wii U gamepad is like running out of power. And I'm trying to see if there's like a way to USB it in, but apparently there is not. So I'm kind of going to have to get creative here for this last part of the playthrough. Oh, this is kind of funny if I actually get this to work. And I did not. know the things I do. There we go. Maybe. It's been like years since I played my Wii U for more than like 2 hours. I forgot about this level. That'll work. Beauty of the Wii U is that I could switch the screens. All right. Oof. Oh, that was close. Ah. I saw like no way around that. Oh, shite. Got it. Oh no, these controls are a lot better than Sonic 06. Alright, we are almost there, my friends. Another level after this, and then the final boss, as it were. Of course, this next level will put us against a couple members of the, actually the I think three remaining members of the Insidious Six, and then, well, we'll have to see who the final boss is, but quite a surprise, I assure you. Maybe not, if any of you have been paying attention out there. Ah. Damn, I freaking hate the hover controls in this game. Toaster says Nugget Coke. Does sound like Toaster to me. God damn it. This is, for all intents and purposes, the last level. There is a final boss after this, but this is like the last full level of the game. Somebody play Stream for. Wait, what? That was random as hell. I'm sure that's a popular game that you could find on Twitch somewhere. Who knows? Maybe someday I will. But if you ask me, the cake is a lie. Hey, I know things. God damn it, I know exactly how to get past that part, too. YOLO, combustible lemons. Portal wouldn't be the worst thing. I am all about taking those requests.
What? No flowers? What?
Obviously
No
not.
flowers?
Hedgehog with all his trying and positive attitude. It's people like that who are wrecking this world for the rest of us.
I can't like hurt him. My goal to just kind of like outlast him. I think I'm just supposed to. Yeah, I'm just supposed to like get to the top and then just like break it. Okay, that explain a lot actually. Figures I made the depressing one depressingly easy. Wait, ah! Ah. Wait a minute. There we go. I'm gonna try this. Wait, how do I fucking do his dash power? Oh, well, that's not gonna do anything, is it? Ah. There we go. Ah, Zavok time. Well, again.
You are a waste of my time, Sonic, and I despise.
It's funny because this fight's actually pretty good, and then they bring Zavok back in Sonic Forces, and it's like, whatever. He's like not even a threat at all. But he was like the main villain of this game. Or one of them. A little bit nicer about it, Zavok. Had nothing but semi-disrespect for you. Ah.
You are a waste of my time, Sonic, and I despise waste.
Ah. Yeah, no, the final level is tough. I will give it that.
That ineffectual Eggman was right. You are lazy, like a gnat to be swallowed.
Crap.
You are a waste of
Ah.
my time, Sonic, and I despise waste. You are a waste
Uh-oh.
of my time, Sonic, and I despise waste. Let's put
This is
it
gonna be
to
intense, as Randy would say. Actually, trying to remember how to do this. Nothing but doing that. That's not the end of the fight. And I know it's not.
This is my full strength.
dodge.
Let's put an end to this.
Come on. Ah.
Let's put an end to this.
I have about 44 lives left. I've lost like 50-something lives over the course of this game. Not surprising. Whoa, that was close.
This is my full strength.
Wait, what? Oh, that's not good. Got him. Right. It took like 50-something tries, but we did in fact get him. We actually have a couple viewers still left, just in time for the final boss. I know, you're all thinking like, that wasn't the final boss? Well, who would the final boss possibly be in a Sonic the Hedgehog game? The answer may surprise you. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how many Sonic games my audience has actually played. But I appreciate everybody today checking out the Sonic Lost Worlds action. Hold on. Doubt that's going to do a whole lot, but comes the final boss and the final level of Sonic Lost World. Oh, it's Robotnik. Who would have thought it? This is probably one of my actual, like, disappointments of this game. Is that, like, the whole game built up the Deadly Six as, like, you know, the main enemies of the game. And for the most part, they are. But then it turns out to be Robotnik was, like, kind of just tricking you the whole time. And it's like, not a terrible plot twist, I guess. But I don't know. It just would have been nice to see something more creative for a final boss. Not even that it's Robotnik, but just that the fight itself is, like, just kind of super easy. Especially after the Sonic Colors boss, which was more or less the same thing. Granted, this robot design is a little bit better, and he's got a couple different attacks, but like, did we really need more of this? I mean, I'm not going to turn down a chance to take on the good doctor himself, but I mean, alright, Eggnik. Sounds like something you have at, like, a Polish Thanksgiving. Like, hey, did you guys make enough Eggnik? Ow. Guess not. next retro request. Everybody's asking about that, but as I had mentioned in the beginning of this stream, I still have yet to get my schedule, but like I've been saying, it will be the week of Thanksgiving. It likely won't be on Thanksgiving, probably like that Tuesday or Wednesday before. But I mean, it's going to be a busy week regardless that week coming up. Still a lot of stuff to do with Christmas, Halloween, all that. Well, not Halloween, but like the Halloween video and stuff, but we shall see. And I do appreciate everybody asking. Originally, there wasn't even going to be another retro request for this year. The last episode was supposed to be the 2021 season finale, but people liked it so much, and I also had some other ideas that I decided to draw it on at least a little bit longer. So I have an idea for another episode, so I'm going to go ahead and go along with it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a nice way to send out retro for 2021. In case you all don't know, there's a lot going on, especially for me with this last month and a half of the year coming up. Or at least that's what it would be by then. Glad I got time to do this today, because I've been meaning to stream this game for a while, and there's always some reason why I don't. I'm glad that I got around to it today. Hopefully, I'll see some more great streams coming up. Regardless, like I mentioned, double streams might be coming back, depending on how things go. Ah. Not sure what he's got going on with that cape there. It's like a yellow or a red laser cape, a green laser cape rather. Alright. I tell him, like, yeah, this fight's a lot easier than the Sonic Colors final boss. He just died of it like 10 times. Actually, this game is harder than Sonic Colors in general, so it's not a surprise if its final boss is a little bit trickier. No, oh god, no. I had this game since it came out. In fact, funny enough, the copy that I have is like, you know, the special edition Sonic, Deadly 6 edition or whatever, but like, pretty much every version of this game's the same. Like, this was supposed to be like the day one version I got back when it released in October of 2013, but like, I feel like everybody has this particular version of the game. Take that as you will. I don't think this game is worth all that much money if you find it. But one of the few Wii U titles that was not ported. I've been playing this for almost 3 hours now. Ah. 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 Wait, really? I've actually, like, never missed on that. Ah. Oh, shit. Is that it? Woo! Alright, let's never do it again. I remember that game was never easy, but damn, that was like 40, 50 something lives I lost on that. Not just the final boss, but like the game in its entirety. So we get to see the ending cutscene now. Does it even really matter? I was gonna say it doesn't really show it. Alright, cool. Well, that was Sonic Lost World for everybody. Like I was mentioning before, there was like a special edition to the game, quote unquote. That was like the, it was like the one that came out like day one, the Sonic Lost World Deadly 6 edition, but I've never seen one that isn't. Like, this is the shiny version that came out day one. I always thought this was a really cool case, but again, I've never seen one that isn't this case. If you find this game, this is probably the case it's going to come in. Really cool game. I know I kind of like got a little frustrated toward the end of it, but it really is a very good game. If you have a Wii U and you want to check it out, I would recommend it. There are some post-game levels and some levels I skipped, but given how it took me like 3 hours just to get that far and my Wii U gamepad is dying, I'm probably just going to wrap it up there. But thank you guys so much for watching today. It's been a fun one. It's been a fun day. Look forward to having more videos out for you soon, more streams, more retro, who knows. But in the meantime, as always, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Damn it, Toaster. I mean, obviously that was something Toaster would say. As always, we'll see you in the next one. Stay chaotic and blur out.